Yo, what up, guys? Kevin with Renegade with our Renegade tip of the day. We get tons and tons of questions about raking. Do I rake a new pad? When do I rake? How do I know when to rake? So hopefully this little clip will answer the little questions you guys have about it and help you with some better finishes. First things first, safety's always key. Definitely have a safety mask on, full face, half face, something to keep the dust particles out. Airway buffs always have safety flanges on there. Look, we got a couple different pads here. I have a used red mill treat here, one of the stiffer ones. I also have a used flannel, and I also have a brand new one. So we're going to start with our brand new pad, just as you would get it for Renegade. As you can see, these come fresh off the blade, so there's no edges frayed or anything like you see here. So first things first, what we got to do is rake the edges. Now, if I put compound straight on here, yes, it'll do a little bit, but as soon as I hit the surface with it, it's going to take that compound right off. So if we can rake this really good and soften up the edges and get them to fray, that way the compound will stick to it a little bit more. As you can check it out like this, I just go full speed here on the variable. I want to put my rake against my handle. Yes, there is a handle on here for a reason. So I'm going to put it like this. A lot of people will put it here. I think the safest way, especially for new guys, is to put it like this. Some people put it on the floor, so definitely watch out for your power cord. But what I want to do is rake this and roll the edges and fray everything up real nice and good. You'll see it's real dirty. You'll see pink shit going everywhere, but here you go. Now I don't want to go all the way, that way you can see. So if you look here, all these edges here are frayed, but I do have some over here that aren't. So I'm going to rake it again, really rolling it to get my edges until I get it completely raked. Now this is a properly raked wheel right here. This is ready to accept some compound and get ready to buffing. So this is a brand new pad, how you would go and start. Now if you look here on this red pad, we use this 10 p.m. last night when we pulled off this trailer. This thing didn't get raked, it just got put to the side. You can see all this silver sheen and everything on here. What this is old burnt on compound. You hear some people talk on videos online saying this is actual aluminum on here and stuff like that. I mean, that may be true. There might be a little bit of aluminum particles and stuff on here, but mainly this is old burnt on compound. So the importance of raking is to fray your edges for your new pad, but also to keep your buffing pad clean. I use mine all the way down to the metal clinch rings right here. So when I rake this pad, I want to keep it clean, because if I go again and add compound on to this already burnt on compound, it's going to do the same thing. If I go to my surface, all I'm doing is slinging the new compound that's already stuck to the old compound, which is stuck to the buff. So raking is very important. In the past, I haven't raked as much on my initial pass when I'm using brown. I'm really talking about on aluminum, because there's nothing really in the brown bars that can burn. You know, the hazy lines or the discoloration and stuff like that. So another big importance of raking is when you get into your secondary and your third step, when you're finishing everything completely, those bars have some stuff in there that will, as temperature changes and the amount of roof changes and everything like that, they will cause some burning and everything. So I just, every time I pull my buff off my surface and reapply rouge, I rake. So once I see my black line starting to run out, I'll rake and I'll reapply rouge. So now what we have here is our flannel buff. Our flannel buff is really, really soft. So I don't want to rake this pad like I would rake my brand new pad or my mill treat. So really, I have a couple of worn down rakes that I use with my flannel, and I get them real soft. You don't have to work them as much because you see the material, you just clean it off real nice and easy. But these, again, you can use all the way down. So raking is very, very important, especially if you're looking for that perfect finish. So it's definitely important that you have your safety gear on for sure, your gloves, your ear gear, and your face and mouth respiratory gear. And hopefully this helps answer some of the tips and questions you guys have had. So Renegade tip of the day, we out.